Hello and welcome to episode 22 of the HamCorp training manual. In this episode, we will set up the oil rig and process the oil into regular diesel. Byproducts will be handled at a later date, along with the rest of the process for cetane-boosted diesel. A couple of quick things I did in the meantime. I added a basic fluid extractor to turn some of this charcoal into wood tar, because the distillation tower isn't running 100% of the time with one pyrolyze oven. And we're also making quite an excess of charcoal. So I did a little bit of math and approximated that the boiler uses 1 coal in 5 seconds, and we make 1.25. This is rounded, so 1.25 charcoal per second, so that leaves 1.05 charcoal per second. So I just added a basic fluid extractor to consume some of that and turn it into wood tar. I also made some travel anchors. I love these things. It's so easy to get around the base with this. But, right, so I've made quite a few things. I've got the stuff for the oil rig. I've got the stuff for the long distance fluid pipelines, which we need to transport the oil back, because I don't want to chunk load every single chunk. So the long distance fluid pipelines are nice because you only need to chunk load the ends. The distillation tower, super tanks, quad LCR, more super tanks, and another LCR for making diesel. This obviously isn't the whole process for cetane-boosted diesel, but it is, I think, the whole process for regular diesel. Except for hydrogen, but I have an idea for how to get hydrogen. So let's assemble this in steps. So let's do the oil rig first, and also the long-distance fluid pipelines. I've already set up a connection to our benzene system. So here I have a super tank that has 200k benzene. I would have filled it entirely, but I'm not clicking the plus 1,000, 4,000 times, so this is good enough. And this super tank 3, is going to be for oil, so that's going to go here. So to power our oil rig at the other end of the world, we do need to transport benzene over, and I'm going to use the same tank of benzene to do that. I'm going to put down an input for a long distance fluid pipe here. This is the input, and then the oil is going to get an output on this side. So if you place it this way, this side is the input, and the side that's touching this tank is the output. I'm actually going to shift this over one so it doesn't connect to the fluid supplier. But yeah, so this is the benzene input. I need some pipes to connect it, obviously. And then this is going to be the oil output. And now we just need to take these fluid pipelines down into the basement and then into the bedrock tunnel that I've dug. I have a waypoint here. That's where I stopped digging, so I need to dig down there again. Cool. We do need to be careful that these two don't touch. That should be fine. And I've already forgotten which one is which. Okay, dealing with lava down here is the worst, because you're under all of it. So, oh my god. Oh, we made it. Amazing. Alright. I also checked, I went back and checked. The bottom line is the benzene line. And that I like, because B for benzene, B for bottom. Easy to remember. Now I just have to build my way all the way. Oh my god, this is going to take forever. Oh, the end is near. Oh my god, this is taking so long. It's so far away. We made it. We made it. We made it. Oh my god. Alright. So now we can finally build this thing. Alright, I actually even had some extra pipes. But okay, let's place the ends of this. So the bottom was the benzene. So this needs to be like this. So this is the output. And then this is the input for the oil. So turbo gas turbine goes here, goes directly into the energy hatch, which means I can probably place the drilling rig here, and the output hatch can go here, because I'm actually going to move this around like that, because I didn't bring any pipes. Cool. So this one's the oil getting sent back. This one is the benzene coming in. And here's the fluid drilling rig. We also need maintenance hatch, of course. Need an input bus. And in the input bus, we put mining pipes. And that's basically it. The rest is just the structure itself, which is like a little dick shape. And then a little foreskin. Do I want to cut that out? No, I'll keep it. And this is the drilling rig. This side is still not connected, so yeah, there must be something missing. So I'm gonna run back, see what's missing, and fix that. If there's nothing missing, then it's probably just because it's not connected to anything on the other end. Like, if you remember, we didn't connect it with the actual GregTech pipes. So I will also connect those, and then we can come back and check on this. But I do need to chunk load this, because the ends of the long distance fluid pipes do need to be chunk loaded, as well as the oil rig itself, of course. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna connect up the benzene, and then hopefully we will see this thing in action. I just ran through and it's actually not disconnected anywhere, so I don't know why. Let me just connect. Oh, okay, actually it is connected. Maybe it just took some time. Cool. So now let's pump some benzene in. Now benzene is being sent through the long distance fluid pipeline. So the benzene's made it. That's good. Oh, it's just off. Ooh, I like that sound. Pumping up oil. Cool. And actually, you can see the connected buffer on this side. This has, yeah, you can on the top you can see it goes up to 16 million millibuckets of oil, which is the capacity of the Super Tank 3 that I placed. So that's nice. You can actually see it from this side. Okay, so the first two steps are done. Get rid of these. Next, distillation tower. Just made some plastic fluid pipes. I made them instead of the potent ones because we don't need the heat resistance. And polyethylene is pretty much free, so this is quite literally infinitely cheaper than potent pipes. Okay, this is where the distillation tower is going to go. I do have plans to eventually make this a 4x4 or a quad distillation tower. But I'm going to put it over here in this bottom right quadrant so that I don't need to rebuild it when I expand it. The input hatch I'm putting in the spot that is shared with all 4 distillation towers. And I guess the output hatches can go in the parts that are shared by 2 of them. I need half as many output hatches. Yeah, and each craft, it doesn't make enough to overfill the hatches anyway, even with double. So this is fine. It does need power that we're going to get from the benzene. I said I was going to dig out a basement. I haven't done that yet. Oh yeah, I forgot. I built over this empty space, so I kind of already have a basement. Very good. Distillation tower is now powered. Now the oil needs to be sent into the distillation tower as well, of course. You know what? I'm going to spray paint these so I can tell them apart. Benzene can be red. They're both black, so, or I guess this one's kind of gray, but anyway. Oil can be blue. Now this should start distilling the oil into the sulfuric compounds. Just kidding, it needs a program circuit. Chuck in this program circuit 9. Wonderful. So these are filling up now. We do need to pipe these over to the super tanks. Alright. This looks insane, but it's functional. It's kind of pretty. I don't know. I kind of like it. Anyway, next. Quad LCR. This is for desulfurization. We need hydrogen for this. We don't really have a source of hydrogen, but I have an idea for how to get it. If you remember from our benzene setup, we're producing 1,2-dimethyl benzene, which is used for phthalic acid, but we don't really need phthalic acid yet. So for right now, it's actually better to just electrolyze it because it gives quite a bit of hydrogen. Yeah, you get 10 hydrogen cells from 1 cell of dimethylbenzene. So this is 10 million hydrogen just waiting to be produced. We do need an MV electrolyzer for that. I'm actually going to do the hydrogen setup locally. So I've got my electrolyzer here. I got a gas turbine. So I got my super tank. This one is for hydrogen. And this is also going to make carbon dust. So this has 2 fluids that need to be cycled with cells, and I'm not totally sure this is going to work, but let's try it anyway. So let's put the hydrogen in the super tank. Oh, wrong way. Like this. And I've got some conveyors. I'm gonna need more, actually. We're going to send empty cells into this electrolyzer. Oh, there's also 2 solid outputs. So actually, I think this kind of setup would be a little easier with Ender IO. Okay, so the empty cells are going to get conveyed into the advanced electrolyzer. Put some cells into the dimethylbenzene supertank, and then those will get conveyed into the electrolyzer as well. And these should electrolyze. Cool. And this is going to make carbon dust and hydrogen cells. And I'm going to use item conduits to get them into their correct spots. The hydrogen cell goes into here, and the carbon dust is going to go into a frame drawer. Carbon dust goes there. But we also need to cycle some of these empty cells back into the dimethylbenzene. And I think having a brown channel on the conduit will allow that. So the brown channel is going to pull cells from here and put it into here. Now, I'm not totally sure this is going to work either, so I'm just going to overload this with cells, more cells than we need. And hopefully that will work. Or it'll get clogged. I don't know. Guess we'll see. But we do want to void upgrade the carbon dust. I'm also going to hook up the hydrogen to the fluid provider pipe. So now, our logistics system has access to hydrogen. I won't lie, I'm not a big fan of how this is set up. Having to use 2 sets of cells in circulation is very... I don't know, I don't have a lot of confidence here. I don't know why we can't just put this in as a liquid. I don't see the reason. Also, of course, don't forget to add a provider module to the carbon dust. But okay, now it's time for the quad LCR. So my gas turbines are going to go here. Energy hatches will go here. The input and output hatches, these are for hydrogen. The HV ones are for hydrogen. I think the hydrogen input can go on the bottom. Okay, this will always be full, hopefully. And then at the top, we're going to have our output hatch for hydrogen sulfide. Middle goes the PTFE casing. The coils just need to go in between. I'm now realizing I only needed 2 coils. I actually did not need 4 coils. So let me reclaim these 2. The chem reactor controllers, maintenance hatches, then input and output hatches, 1 for each. And then the rest we just fill up with chemically inert machine casings. There we go. So yeah, so you can share the coil blocks. Actually, I'm going to set the naphthenic acid to void overflow, because this is a byproduct. The sulfuric gas and the naphtha I need to think about, because this is for diesel, which means it's only really the heavy fuel and light fuel that we care about, but I feel a little odd to set these to overflow. I don't know, I guess we'll see. Okay, all of these input hatches should be full now. That one's working. That one's working. This one's working. This one is not. Oh, it is working. Just take some time for the naphtha to build up. Cool. Now, of course, these are also set to void nothing. So if there's not enough fluid output space, it will not do the craft. For example, here we have heavy fuel now. And that's what these tanks are going to be for. Let me go grab them. The heavy fuel and light fuel are going to go into these 2, I think. And the refinery gas and naphtha are going to go into the other 2. Cool. It's a little difficult to access this maintenance hatch, but I can live with this. I can always access it from below as well, so it's not a problem. But cool. We have naphtha, refinery gas, light fuel, heavy fuel. Nice. And I actually get 2 super tanks as a reward. That's big. Because I forgot to make one for the hydrogen sulfide. That's gonna go there. Nice. The next step is the LCR for diesel. This is the last step that I'm gonna cover for right now. Mostly because I haven't made the rest of it. But also because this, I don't know. I think this episode has gone on for quite a while. Gas turbine here. Energy hatch. PTFE. There's going to be another LCR here. Hopefully I remember that coil blocks can be shared, because I'm going to put it here. This one needs 2 input hatches. The MV one is for light fuel, and the ULV one is for heavy fuel. You know what, let me just hook them up right now. And then the output hatch is going to go here. Maintenance hatch doesn't really matter here, I guess. And the rest. Great. So this can work. Does it need a program circuit? It does. Of course it does. Now we're making fuel. And we now have diesel, aka fuel. Very good. Thank you for watching this episode of the HamCorp Training Manual. In the next episode, we will complete the rest of the cetane-boosted diesel processing line. A small side project will also be worked on in the meantime, upgrading our on-demand auto-crafting infrastructure. Remember, we automate everything, even our hiring process, and our firing process. Just click the subscribe button. See you next time.